Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. My name is Elaine and today I'm going to be going over my best and worst luxury purchases of 2025. You might be saying like, Elaine, you already did a best purchases, but that was things that I was glad that I bought in 2025. So that really runs the gamut. Of course, you see a repeat right there, but that's the only repeat, I promise. So I guess I'll start with the worst, the best. Should I just mix it up? I'll just mix it up. I'll do one and one and one and one. So we'll see. All right. So let's start with a regret. One bag out of a couple that I regret purchasing in 2025 is this one. So I've actually wrapped it all up because I just sold it over on my Instagram closet sale page. So if you're interested in ever purchasing one of the bags that I decide to let go, you will find it first there. I don't usually do announcements or vlog sales or things like that because I don't know, I just don't group them and then sell them. I just kind of sporadically decide to let it go. I try to keep everything together because I know when I purchase something secondhand, I very much appreciate it when the seller took good care of it and when it comes with all its original wrappings and such. So this is the felt that it came in, and this is the Row Peggy clutch. I know it's beautiful. I do love it. I love the look of it. I love the feel of it. But for one, I never used it because it is quite delicate. It's also really not my style. As much as I love the Row and I do have a couple pieces from the Row, I'm not a real Row girly. I have a picture here. The last time I wore it, you can see I styled it not so great. So anyways, but I do like that it does fit over the shoulder. It's a little bittersweet letting it go. I am actually losing quite a bit of money on this, but I mean, it's going to I wouldn't say a subscriber, but it's going to someone who's purchased from me before, and I know they will give this a very good home. So I'm okay with it. I will say I bought this on impulse. I also do have two other small brown bags, a Loewe and a facade pattern cabin bag that both fulfill the same function. So I don't really need three. So I'm selling the most expensive one first. That's a regret. Now let's do a happy purchase. So this is an Hermes Petite Arson. So I got this one through Fashion File. I did do an Arson review comparing the slim and the petite, and I had said in that review that what I really wanted was the petite in a tube. And so I found it on Fashion File. The price actually it matched retail, basically. It didn't go below retail, but it wasn't that much higher either. So I just decided to go for it. I love it. I've been using it a ton. I actually thought the toolbox was going to be my most used new Hermes bag, new to me this year, but it's actually this. This has basically become my weekend mom crossbody bag. I do also like that I can make it a top handle, so that's very comfortable. It fits a ton. It fits all my essentials. You can check out my review to see what fits in the Petite Arson. And I have my little pickup book here and a matching Pegasus and also in a tube, and kind of just goes perfectly. I still have yet to kind of put anything on here. It doesn't quite go so well because anything you put on here is going to dangle below the bag, and I just think that ruins the line of the bag, so I don't really like that. So this is one of my best purchases from Hermes and a fast favorite. Yeah, it's so useful. Very, very good bag from Hermes. Then another regret, and as you can see, I've already packed it up. I haven't sold it yet. It is currently listed. I'm a little torn because it is a beautiful bag, but I never use it. So anyways, if you are interested, it would come wrapped in this. I also do have the carrier bag that I plan to ship it all together. Comes with everything. And as you can see, it's a Goyard. So I did buy this. I actually bought this on my birthday. So I went to Hermes on my birthday to do a drop off of a bag. And then I thought maybe I'll buy something. And then was not offered a bag, was not offered anything. I was not even offered water. Yeah, it was just, anyways, I don't want to say pity partying, but I was just like, oh, what a terrible experience. Not terrible. Not as expected. It wasn't as expected. It wasn't as, the magical moment that I had envisioned. So then I went to Goyard across the street, which was a magical experience. Like, they were so nice. They gave me water. They were so patient. The service there was top notch. Beautiful little store. And so with that, I got convinced to buy this. But unfortunately, I don't I don't love it. So this is the Belvadier 2 PM size, which is a smaller size. And this is dark navy. I did want something in dark navy. So originally when I went into that Goyard store, I was going to get the vert cap, which is like the rectangular one. I did do a review of it here because Fashion File let me borrow it for a month, which is great. I loved it. And I was going to buy that, but then the salesperson convinced me to go for this because one, it was more expensive, but two, it has this leather sort of like reinforcement, which helps this bag keep its structure better. So the thing about the vert cap is, one, the strap would always kind of like flip it around. So I would always just grab it from the top instead of the strap. And so then it was the top part starting to squish in. But because this is leather lined, it is less likely to squish. Now, she also, the sales associate, helped me make this decision because she said you don't always have to put the leather through the clasp that way. If you do it this way where you have the leather strap in, it is a very easy open and close. Do you know what I mean? So you can just push it down in here and there you go. And then you just open it up. Boop. Super easy. Otherwise, you could do it if you want it to be more secure. You can do it the traditional way where you have it flap in and then you put the leather strap in. I would never do because it is fussy. It is not easy. All right, so yes, like that. But also it has an exterior pouch in the back, so if you want to just stash your phone in there. Honestly, I'm a little torn. I've only used it once, I think. And as you can see, I kept all the packaging and I put it back into the packaging. So if you did end up buying it, it would feel as close as possible to experience. Let's see what else. So inside, here's another thing that I don't like about this bag. It has these two pockets that in older secondhand models I've seen they just get squished in because this is very unpractical. I mean, it really just, the two pockets just take up space from the main compartment. I wish they had not done that. It's not necessary. It just takes up space. It's too bulky. I think another thing is I'm just not a Goyard person. I'm not really a coated canvas kind of person. I actually don't have any coated canvas from LV. I'm much more of like a leather aficionado. I prefer my bags to be leather. This was definitely a regret. Again, another impulse purchase. I'm starting to see a pattern here with the row Peggy. Again, was a brand new impulse purchase. I just need to stick with my secondhand bags, honestly. I did post a little Instagram story. I saw the woman in front of me at a Santa brunch, holiday brunch. She was wearing this exact same bag, but in the black and tan. And I said, is this a sign from the universe that I should keep this bag? And a lot of you guys said yes, but I don't know. We'll see. So anyways, regrets. Regrets bag number 2. Best purchase. Bag number 2. This is the Toolbox 20. You've seen it in many videos by now. Love the Toolbox. To me, the 20 size is the perfect size. It fits everything that I need, the essentials. You know, handles go down and you have a nice thick canvas strap to put it over your shoulder. Getting this bag made me realize how much I didn't like the Birkin, and so sold the Birkin. Glad I bought it. One of my best purchases for 2025. And so speaking of the Birkin, that is actually on my list of worst purchases for 2025. I bought it, I want to say probably in the spring of this year. I bought a Epsom Blue Indigo Birkin 30 from the Real. I don't have it here with me today because it's gone back to the Real. Currently, it's not listed yet, but you know, with the holidays, they're actually taking a little bit longer to put things up on their website. So best was the Toolbox, worst was the Birkin. The Birkin is already out. And then let's continue with bags. Last bag on my best list. Again, you've seen this in multiple videos. This is my Valra mochi pouch. Love this bag. This was my go-to bag for the summer. I love that you can make it both a top handle and a crossbody bag with just a quick and easy strap addition. Never thought I would love all these colors. I mean, these are my favorites right now. Look how well they go together. I'm in like a true pastel moment here. So that was best. Okay, now, so this I would consider, sadly, a regret for 2025. It is the Juste clou in diamonds. It's cute, but it's not super comfortable to wear. I do still wear it occasionally. I did try to sell it at the Real. They did not give me a great price, so I just asked them to ship it back. Maybe I'll wait a couple years and wait for a couple price increases to be able to get price point that I was hoping for. I did buy this secondhand, so, you know, if I had decided to sell it with the real, it would have not been a huge loss, but a loss nonetheless. Right now, I have it in its case. I never, hardly ever wear it. Just goes to show, just because it's Cartier doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. But a ring that I don't regret that I'm constantly wearing nowadays is this Hermes profile ring. I got it a couple of months ago. It is just a chandon in diamonds. I love it because it is such a low profile ring, and yet it sparkles quite a bit. So I bought this because I saw it on my Hermes client advisor in Ala Moana in Hawaii, and it looks so good on her, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I did buy this from the Real, so not from the Hermes store, so it wouldn't count towards any sort of quota bag. But you know, I'm at this point, I'm kind of like over that whole situation, that whole system of that. I'll just buy what I like, and it's okay if I never get a quota bag from the store. Well, I got my toolbox, I got my arson, like I'm happy. So yes, I got this from the Real. I wasn't originally going to buy it because it was still priced pretty high. So I think this on retail goes for like over $4,000, about $4,000. Got it for about $2,700, which is not bad, but like you can get it for under $2,000. I think I've seen it on Fashion File for about $2,000, and also on the Real. I saw a gold version of this for about $2,100. I don't know why this one was so expensive. I guess the person just got it priced high, and unfortunately that was the only one left on the site when I had this site credit that I needed to use or I'm going to lose, so I just went for it. But you know, honestly, I've been wearing it every day since I got it, so I can't regret it. Cost per wear wise, you know, it's good, so might as well go continue with things that I'm wearing. So my watch, my current watch here is a vintage Rolex. So it is a Rolex from, I think, the early 2000s. I want to say like 2004, 2007, somewhere around there. It is in the 24 millimeter size, which is a size they no longer make. I got this from Fashion File because it came with its box, and I trust Fashion File for their authenticity, so I kind of wanted to use it as a gold standard. I did get a couple of Rolexes from the Real. One was, I'm like 95% sure it was fake. The other one, which was the exact same one, could have been real, but honestly, the bracelet, you know, part of the watch back in the 90s for these women's Rolexes are flimsy. Like you can get a Tudor watch, which is sort of the sister brand to Rolex. Everything is so much better than any sort of vintage Rolex. But unfortunately, neither Rolex nor Tudor make 24 millimeter size watches anymore. The smallest that they make is a 28 millimeter, which isn't terrible. But I've come to realize, like, I just prefer a smaller watch face, a smaller dial. I do have somewhat slimmer wrists. I don't like big, clunky, heavy watches. But it's interesting, you know, I did do a poll on Instagram, and about 60% of you guys, at least that follow me on Instagram, are, you know, into watches, which is great because I'm like really getting into it. Like I'm deep into watch tube right now. I have so many that I watch, almost more than bag tube. So yeah. And I did a model shot of a Zenith, which is a Swiss watch, which they're known for their really nice movements. I got that one from the Real. Pretty sure it was real. Came with like everything. But that was a 33 millimeter face, and it was huge. And I thought it was too big. But then I did a little poll on Instagram, and a lot of you guys, I think it was like 60% at least, said like it wasn't too big on my wrist, which I thought was interesting because I was like, this is, I mean, you don't, it's like, it was like a dinner plate on my wrist. Yeah, to me, it was so big. But I guess, you know, big watches are in. I'm not into big watches, so luckily, I mean, I'm getting these below, I mean, of course, this is not retailed anymore. I'm probably getting it for about the same price that the original person bought it for, which is, you know, between $3,000 to $4,000. What the watch world is crazy, especially when it comes to Rolex. Like MSRP is like $5,800. It's a 5-year wait list, and then if you were to buy it on the secondary market, it is like $9,000 to $11,000. You know, it's sort of like Hermes, Birkin, and Kelly bags. If you can score one, people will score it and then flip it. So we'll see. We'll see how this watch obsession goes. But for now, this is my current favorite. This was also a good buy. So this is, I mean, the sunglass case, yes, this is from Valra. I also bought it from this year, and I would say it's a good buy. But I also mean the sunglasses. So these are Tom Ford sunglasses. Again, I know it's not really the trend right now. Everyone has those like really skinny 90s Y2K sunglasses. I did that. I had those Y2K sunglasses back in the day, but this, you know, it's more 70s. Maybe it's a little more mature looking, but I like it. I like that the lenses are a little bit, you know, they're very light, but they're also, you know, a little bit more transparent so you can see the eyes. And I like the brown. I think the brown kind of softens the face. I got this one from Nordstrom Rack in Hawaii. The Ward location, that is sort of where I always go for sunglasses, my go-to. I think that's it. So yeah, as you can see, I had a bit more best purchases than worst purchases. I do end up selling on a lot of my mistakes, and I do sell them off pretty quickly. Because once I know, I know. I do think, you know, especially if something's sort of trendy and you bought it because it was trendy, or you impulse bought it because it was trendy, it's better to let it go early, because then, you know, at least you're still hopefully within that trend cycle. So your loss is not going to be as much. But yes, of course, when you buy something brand new, there will always be a loss. So, you know, it is what it is. I hope to do better for 2026. We'll see. But yeah, I hope you found that interesting or informative. If you did, I would greatly appreciate a like or subscribe. Otherwise, I guess I will see you in the next one. Bye.